It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia is not on the verge of tying the longest live-action comedy series in television history by accident. Rob McElhenney, who plays Mac, created the show that has been excellently written, produced, and acted since its humble beginnings.
Rob is technically the showrunner of the show. I shouldn't say technically, he is the showrunner of the show. He did create the show. We developed the show together, but it was based on a concept of his. In terms of the creative workload, the three of us work pretty much in tandem with each other. We work pretty equally, but Rob does a lot more of the behind-the-scenes stuff in terms of dealing with the business side of things and the network and stuff like that.
If two of us like one joke or one way to direct the scene or one staging thing, then it goes. And so it's very useful for Rob and I to be able to overrule Glenn all the time.
It helps.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And keep the show
fun.
You shot the pilot of this for like $200 with some friends?
You know what? We shot it for nothing. We
Really? Because that's more believable than actors having $200.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think
you
they
shot it for nothing, really?
Yeah, they needed like a price. They're like, well, we got to say you did something, so we're like,
who's they?
$200.
Who's they?
The people who write things and print them. I don't know. Like, I don't know this $200.
The press came up with $200.
Yeah, we weren't like, you know, $198, $199, and
you did not save your receipts.
No, we didn't have any receipts. We were like a bunch of kids with cameras running around shooting each other, and then next thing we know, it's 11 years in, and we're still doing the show. So.
You're in the 11th season now, and you're about to do. You've already been picked up for 12, right?
We had an idea for a short film, and we shot it with a couple of camcorders, and that's what turned out to be It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yeah, I mean, basically, instead of just having a script in hand, we decided to, you know, actually hire ourselves as actors, get a couple video cameras, and shoot it in our apartment for no money. It's Always Sunny on TV.
Really? That was the original name?
That was the original title, yeah.
It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia's success, in my opinion, is directly related to how it performs satire on American culture, society, and politics on an episode-to-episode basis, and also without the audience realizing the satire. Whether it is blatant or not, satire is exactly what It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia has perfected, and one of the main reasons that it is so successful. The main reason, obviously, being that the show is flat-out hilarious. And on top of both of those points, the fact that FX and FXX has granted McElhenney so much creative freedom. The unlimited control that has been given to the show has allowed Sunny to never get old. It has allowed It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia to become tied for the longest live-action comedy series in television history. Their approach to writing with no fear of offending anyone or crossing the line is the main reason why satire is disguised in the shows. The creators and producers, who are also the stars of the show, have no restrictions when it comes to who or what is the subject of their jokes. They themselves have stated the fact on multiple occasions.
They allowed us to do exactly the show that we wanted to do.
Yeah, they didn't want to change it in ways that we felt like were going to ruin the essence of what the show was.
One of the things I like about the show is that clearly there is no supervision in writing your show.
Yeah.
Does anybody come in and say, guys, you can't make a joke about that? Because it seems like you thought it was funny and you just do it, come hell or high water.
I don't even know if they realize we're still making a show over there. I mean, you know,
this is on FXX.
Yeah.
That's one X down from FX.
There's an additional X now, and nobody knows where we are. And
one more X, and it's all porno.
They didn't. Yeah, exactly. And they didn't know we won a major award, so they don't know what we're doing. You know. That's like,
the network didn't know either.
No. I mean, or if they did.
They didn't care.
Shame on you.
Yeah.
You know, I'm calling them out, which I shouldn't do, because they've done a great job with the show. Don't cancel it.
Yeah, we're just making jokes that are funny to us.
Yeah, I mean, I think if in a sense, I mean, I'm assuming that crossing the line just means going into territory that other shows don't necessarily go into, especially network shows, just because they can't, because of standards and practices. So in that sense, I guess we're always crossing a line, but it's always just the stuff that we find funny. I think it strikes a chord because there are a lot of people who find these sorts of areas of life funny, and what we like to do on the show is make the show the kind of jokes and the kinds of things that you talk about with your friends that you think maybe you wouldn't want to share with other people. They're so supportive of the kind of stuff that we do, and we are kind of their exclusively their comedy. It does sort of feel a little bit more special in that sense, rather than just being surrounded by a bunch of other comedies.
The extreme views held by their characters on the show are always satire towards groups of people and relevant issues in America, but due to the ridiculous humor of the show, the audience does not always realize it. The audience just thinks it's funny because it's true, which is basically the definition of satire. It performs satire without being overwhelming and unattractive to the audience. At the end of the day, the views held by the characters on the show are basically subconscious thoughts of every single American citizen. Here's Charlie Day expressing that thought.
You're not afraid you're gonna, like, become one of these people?
No, absolutely not. I mean, I think the show reflects what's terrible about us collectively as a society. So,
and that's why we love it.
Terrible things keep popping up, and so we keep making terrible episodes about it. In fact, we did in our first season, I think, we did an episode about the problem with like gun violence. And guess what? 10 years later, we're like, well, this is still an issue. Let's do another episode about it. So
they obviously cover the topics at hand in a very general manner, but for the most part, they cover both sides of every topic, from underage drinking, health insurance, gambling, welfare, gun control, religion versus evolution, and many more topics. Both sides are always taken by splitting the group up. Due to there never being a unanimous agreement on an issue, different combinations of the characters take different sides on every issue and in almost every episode. This is one of the main reasons that the chemistry between any two characters on the show is almost always perfect. Each and every character's beliefs, extreme beliefs, lack of knowledge, class, gender, age, religion, and personality comes into play, which creates the genius that is It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. They haven't been afraid to attack politics in a few episodes as well, one of which made a Hillary Clinton joke in 2006 that is still a relevant joke in 2017, as well as an attack on Democrats and Republicans in the same exact episode.
We are getting blasted in the ass by the state liquor tax.
Oh. Blasted in the ass?
Mac, we have the same conversation every year. There's nothing you can do about taxes.
You guys might want to think about voting every once in a while.
What has voting ever done? Why are you coming down? Voting? Who am I supposed to vote for? Am I supposed to vote for the Democrat who's going to blast me in the ass, or the Republican who's blasting my ass? Politics is just all one big ass blast.
You're gonna get your ass blasted.
Nationwide
you know
ass
what?
blasted.
No more. You guys are such morons. If you knew anything at all about politics, you would know that that is not true.
Deandra, it's just some jerk getting into office so he can get out for the payday.
Right, the guy's running for office. He's what payday?
I see it every year. I mean, some clown runs for office, drops out of the race, and gets a big chunk of dough. I mean, you have to be a real low-life piece of shit to get involved in politics. A woman in politics is like a donkey doing calculus.
Come on, there are plenty of amazing women politicians.
Name one.
Senator Hillary Rodham Clinton?
Awful.
How is she awful?
Hates freedom.
The show has also attacked healthcare, a very obvious satirical attack on a very opinionated view in this country.
Okay, let me get this straight. Miss Reynolds, you have no health insurance.
No, I don't.
Okay. Well, get out.
Wow, harsh.
Why is the government not providing us with health insurance? I mean, what is this? Like some kind of socialist country or some kind of communist dictatorship? This is insane. This is un-American. You don't pay for health insurance. That's crazy.
I know it.
A debate on science versus evolution was one of the best satirical episodes of the entire series. I say that because the argument being used by Mac are real arguments that have been expressed to defend evolution not existing. Not to mention that his statement of being an American allows him not to change his mind, regardless of facts, just screams satire.
Assassinate my character. I can't change their mind. I won't change my mind, because I don't have to, because I'm an American. I won't change my mind on anything, regardless of the facts that are set out before me. I'm dug in, and I'll never change.
Mac, look, you're wasting our time. You're not going to get us to not believe in evolution.
And why is that?
Because the smartest scientists in the entire world all agree that it's real.
I'm glad you brought that up. Because, Mr. Reynolds, science is a liar sometimes.
Oh, boy.
This is Aristotle. thought to be the smartest man on the planet. He believed that the Earth was the center of the universe, and everybody believed him because he was so smart. Until another smartest guy came around, Galileo, and he disproved that theory, making Aristotle and everybody else on Earth look like a bitch. Of course, Galileo then thought comets were an optical illusion, and there's no way that the moon could cause the ocean's tides. Everybody believed that because he was so smart. He was also wrong, making him and everyone else on Earth look like a bitch again. And then, best of all, Sir Isaac Newton gets born and blows everybody's nips off with his big brains. Of course, he also thought he could turn metal into gold and died eating mercury, making him yet another stupid bitch. Are you seeing a pattern?
No.
Mr. Reynolds, these were all the smartest scientists on the planet. Only problem is they kept being wrong. Sometimes.
This is insane, you fool!
I'm a fool because I have more faith in the saints that wrote the Bible?
Yeah, because you just read the words of a bunch of guys that you never met, and you just take it on faith that everything they wrote was true.
And what makes you think what your scientists are writing is any more truer than my saints?
Because there are volumes of proven data, numbers, figures. There are fossil records.
Oh, fossil records. Ah! I didn't even think about the fossil records. I guess I'll concede. Oh, wait, one more thing before I do, Mr. Reynolds. Have you seen these fossil records?
Have I? Huh?
Have you poured through the data yourself? The numbers, the figures?
Well, no. No.
Oh, interesting. So let me get this straight, Mr. Reynolds. You get your information from a book written by men you've never met, and you take their words as truth based on a willingness to believe, a desire to accept, a leap of, dare I say it, faith?
Come on. Look, I don't even know how I'm supposed to respond to that. Like, come on. That's a false equivalency.
Just answer the question, Mr. Reynolds.
Sure. Yeah. Okay.
I rest my case.
Well, that got me. Yeah. Frank, do you want me to?
Put me over.
Yeah, all right.
What?
Well, we're going on the fence. I mean, it's a shadow of a doubt.
You actually don't believe in evolution anymore?
I don't know. He created a reasonable doubt. He makes you sound like a stupid science bitch.
Yeah, that's good.
The game from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia has just wrapped up season 12 and was renewed by FXX for 2 more seasons, giving it the tie for the longest live-action comedy series in television history. The show that they tied aired in the 1950s and 60s called Ozzie and Harriet. The question is whether or not they'll get that 15th season, which would break the record. The benefit to them is that they will never run out of material for episodes with their satirical approach. Their show material is literally what is happening in America right now or right then and there. McElhenney has said that this is his dream job and never wants it to end. Day has said he will do it as long as the fans still want episodes. So in reality, this show may be on for 15 more seasons. We as fans can only hope for that. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to my page and watch the next video.